Well, I've been chatting here in the booth. I've got David Minkin here. I've been talking about this all show. Connect More is the name of his little program. This is a man actually that I'm going to say he goes beyond just what he does with Connect More. This is a man who wants to bring board games to your life, board games to the community of Calgary, and that's why he started up Connect More here in Calgary. And the reason I've got him in today, you know out there that I love the board games. And so right now we're going to sort of talk tabletop gaming day. It's coming up tomorrow. It's an international thing. There's events held all across the world, and in Calgary actually there's a ton of events happening for Tabletop Day, and you can actually just head over to tabletopday.com and you can search it out. There's stuff happening down at the library, there's stuff happening at your favorite gaming stores like the Century Box, Myth Games, friend of CJSW. They're doing a bunch of stuff with Tabletop Day, and something that David's actually just started up recently happening down at the Loop, another friend of CJSW. Those guys, they're putting on a weekly game night every Saturday night down at the Loop. So maybe before we get into this, why International Tabletop Day? Why does it need a day? Why does it need a day, David?
Well, hey, first of all, before I get started, thanks a lot for having me on the show, Mike. I always love coming up. Yeah, I always love coming up to the university because there's a certain energy here at the university that's the same kind of energy I feel right when I'm about to start a new game. It's you're looking at the board and you're seeing promise and you're seeing hope and you're seeing a future for you at least over the next 2 hours. And when I come up here, it's nice to get caught up in that. But why does board games need an international day? Well, just to get started, even last year for International Tabletop Day, there's 3,123 events over 64 countries worldwide, and that include every continent. There's even researchers in Antarctica who are playing games. And I think it's really great because one of the core values of Connect More is community, because every time you're playing a game, you're actually creating a small community around that game. But then it breaches out because by creating new and stronger bonds between the people that you're playing with, that gets extended into your family, that gets extended into your friend community, into your corporate community, and it just grows and grows and grows. And it starts right at the personal level. And the really cool thing about International Tabletop Day is that someone, Will Wheaton, has taken the initiative to say, you know what, let's make a global community out of this. So we're going to just take and we're going to expand the web, and we're going to take all of these individual events that are occurring, because right now, even in Calgary tonight, there's going to be a lot of people playing board games in their own comfort of their living rooms, or they'll go out to a friend's house and they're going to play. There's going to be a lot of people playing games. Well, let's connect those people together, because there is a common interest, there's a common bond. And for me, whenever I play a board game, it's less about what's on the table, it's more about who's sitting around the table. Mm-hmm. And the board game is a catalyst for me to be able to promote that discussion and to lift the game up off the table to the people around it. And this is what International Tabletop Day is doing on a global scale. It's taking it and saying, you know what, let's connect the people who are playing the games, let's connect them with their local community, because by doing this, the really nice thing, as you pointed out before, is there are 7 events that are registered that are going on tomorrow for International Tabletop Day. And as you mentioned, Century Box will be running events all day long. They got a ton of giveaways. Like, it's going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the other places out there as well. I want to give a shout out as well to, there's a monthly meetup that Falcon supports at Brentwood Co-op here, just right across the street. Yeah. And that's run by just a very vigilant and great ambassador as well, Darren Bazant. And he goes there regularly, and he does a really great job of running that event as well. And with myself in the evening time, we'll be doing what I call Boards and Bites. And the whole point is just to get the community together on a bigger scale and just get connected with each other and start really realizing the value that board games can bring to both your family and to your community, however big you want to define it.
So Boards and Bites, you've been doing this for 5 weeks now.
Yeah.
And then obviously it just lines up very nicely with Tabletop Day.
That's right.
So tomorrow you're just going to be doing what you're kind of doing every week. Maybe let listeners know what's going on. What's Boards and Bites?
Yeah, Boards and Bites is something I'm really excited about, because again, it goes back to the community initiative. And a couple months ago, I saw that the Loop was trying to host a board game night. And I went and I took a look at it, and I approached them. I said, you know what? I really like the fact that we're obviously like-minded. On a Saturday night, you see that there's value of sitting down with your family or with your friends and actually doing something that's socially engaging. Because take aside, you can go to a movie, you can do some of these other things, but a movie demands demands you to be immersed in that experience. And if you're not, well, then usually someone will complain. If you're texting in the movie theater or what have you, you're losing that immersion. It demands you to be immersed, but in doing so, you've cut yourself off from the people you've actually gone with. So the discussion occurs before and after the event, but not during. Well, whereas Boards and Bites and with playing board games, you come, you have dinner, which everybody loves to go have dinner, you share, you are able to discuss things with each other like you normally would. But then afterwards, just stick around, have a drink, and then continue that discussion. So the board game allows you to get immersed into it, but you're able to pull yourself out of that board game world and actually continue your conversation and catch up on what's going around you. So it provides a catalyst for that. And with Boards and Bites, we do that every Saturday night from about 4 p.m., 5 p.m. on to 10 p.m. But tomorrow we're going to stay later until midnight, just in case some serious gamers. If you finished up another event and you want to come a little bit later, come on over and play some games. And the really cool thing about it is I'm on there and I will personally teach you a selection of my 200 board games that I bring in my mobile game library. So I need to stress that when people show up, they're always surprised. They go, oh, I thought this was just going to be a games night. Well, no. This is a mobile board game cafe. And I know Calgary wants a board game cafe, wants a board game cafe and bar. Well, here's a chance for you to come, have dinner, bring your kids, have a beer if that's what you want, or have something to eat, a Coke, whatever you want. You have somebody there to teach you the games, and you have a selection of 200 games, which represents less than half of what I have in my collection.
Yeah, and this is amazing too. David's brought a picture here, and if I can just describe it, you've actually purchased these little containers so that you can keep them at home as your game library, and then on Saturdays they actually all unhook from one another. You load them into your car, and then you build a whole game library, game wall, we'll call it. I guess a library is a good way to describe it. 200 games, and you can pick through. These are games ranging from everyone from sort of a beginner level, you just want to test stuff out. You've got stuff in here like I can see Settlers of Catan, some of the classic sort of entry level games, all the way to some sort of deeper material for those who are a little more hardcore gamers.
Yeah, that's right. It's modern board games is what I'm bringing to the table. And there's always a few things when people are thinking, well, I want to play board games. I want to get my kid off the iPad. I want to engage with my kids. I just don't know how. Well, this is an excellent opportunity for you to come into a very contemporary environment. You're not coming down into my basement or anything like this. No, this is in a restaurant environment, a place where you can go, a place that's comfortable for you. And then you'll have a selection of games. And you look at this big wall of games like, whoa, what game do I play? Well, no problem. What I do is I spend a lot of time teaching people games. We'll see what situation is. We need to look at who's playing, or the ages of people playing, what your interest levels are, your previous exposure to gaming, what type of experience you're looking for, and we can start with that, how many people are playing, and then I can usually tailor the experience for you so that you can have a rewarding time. And sometimes it takes a couple games to kind of figure out what your styles are, but that's the opportunity for you to come and really check that out. Because if you go to a place like the Sentry Box, which is also my official board game supplier, they're just fantastic. They're great for the community. But if you go there, they are the world's largest hobby board game store here in Calgary. Mm-hmm. Right here in Calgary, we have them just right next to downtown.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing. And you go in there and it's just like, whoa, there's just this mecca of board gaming. And you look around, and where do you start? Yeah. Where do you start? The place to start is just get out and just try a few games. And this is an opportunity for you to try it in a very comfortable environment.
Nice. So head down. That's happening tomorrow, and actually every Saturday down at the Loop. If you can't make it tomorrow, you can go on another weekend.
Sorry to interrupt that. I should point out, though, next Saturday it will not be occurring. Okay, so the only reason why is I'm actually on vacation, so I'll be gone next Saturday. But if you are interested in keeping up with the events, both the Loop Facebook page and my own Facebook page, Connect More Board Games, we post the events on there regularly, so you can keep up to date to see when they'll be occurring.
Yeah, a man's got to take a vacation every once in a while.
Well, every once in a while, but yeah, exactly. I think my wife told me that the wife needs to take a vacation every once in a while, too.
That's right. So this is also a child-friendly event.
Yep.
I mean, one of the things you talk about is there's the hardcore gamers, what gaming can do for bringing people together, but it's also the connection that you can even have with kids, or even either kids playing together or adults playing with kids, and sort of creating a sort of a playing field that can be both enjoyable for the kid and for the adult.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things I'm most proud of, even in the early infancy of Boards and Bites, is we've had 4 events so far, and I've seen 3 families come back already within those 4 events. And the children were ranging anywhere from about 9 to 16. And these families were coming back because they had such a rewarding experience the first time that they came back and they realized that they want to choose to spend time together on a Saturday night. And they want to do it playing board games. And now that they have a comfortable environment to do it, and they have somebody who can actually teach them and show them a bunch of the different options that actually exist out there, they keep coming back, and for me that is just a really rewarding experience that makes it all worthwhile.
Awesome. So good. It's so good. So if you want to check out what's going on with Tabletop Day, head over to tabletopday.com. There's events, like we said, happening all throughout Calgary. Friends of CJSW, the Century Box, Myth Games, down at the Loop tomorrow night, and then Calgary Public Library. To me, that's really exciting. The fact that we've got a Calgary institution that's very public, very sort of front-facing, and the games that they're putting on are not Monopoly, are not Candyland. The games, they're getting into some Settlers of Catan. Flux is on their list of things that they're going to be showing people. They're going to show people, the new modern board game. Pretty excited. So anyways, however you want to do it, get out, go play a board game. And if you want to see what David's up to, bringing board games to the community of Calgary, I really recommend you check out his website. You can connect with him on Facebook, YouTube. He's got a whole bunch going on, even over at the amazing Board Game Geek. And if you don't know what Board Game Geek is, it's a great way to sort of get involved in the board game community on a global scale. Head over. His website, connect-more.ca. We're going to get to a track here in a second. Thanks for coming in, David. I really appreciate it. It's
absolutely my pleasure.
Yeah, and David has been so kind as to give someone out there, one lucky listener, a little taste of one of my favorite games, actually, that's happening. That just came out, this is probably, 2 years old?
Well, this is in fact the 2013 German Board Game of the Year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hanabi. We just had a little CJSW staff retreat, and we played this game while we were on it because it's a really great game. It's actually a collaborative game. So rather than everyone competing, one person the winner, this is German Board Game of the Year, Hanabi, and it's made by one of the best board game designers going right now, Antoine Bauza?
Or Bauza, I'm not sure. Yeah,
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
And what you're trying to do is set off some fireworks. It's beautiful, and give me a call, 403-220-3991, for your chance to win this game. Head out, play a board game, and thanks, David, for coming in.
Thank you very much, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll go. Whoa, look at that.
Why is it lighting up?
Yeah.
Whoa.
All the lines. Let's go with number 3. Hello, CJSW. Hey. Hey, how's it going? Good, good. You actually just won the game. I just was like, number 3. All of the lines are lit up, and that's great.
It says online that lobsters are immortal. That was like a meme that spread, but they're not. They still die naturally, but they just don't have... They basically like peak right before they die. They just keep getting like biologically better and better and better, and then they die.
Kind of like Hugh Hefner.
So it's like humans and all other animals kind of hit a peak and then slowly trail off, but lobsters are like at their peak when they die.
So good.
Anyway.
And they get huge too.
Yeah.
Like,
They can grow massive.
Huge
44
lobsters.
pounds, I think, was the biggest.
That's awesome.
I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to leave out on top, right?
Yeah, exactly.
At your peak.
Go out when you're on your peak.
Yeah.
Totally. This is so good.
So I did that last fall, and then I was just been kind of waiting for an opportunity to take it somewhere, and then I saw the Loop had a board game night, so I emailed them and said, hey, let's...
Oh, so they already kind of had something going?
Yeah, they tried to get something going, but it was... I took one look at the poster, and I said, that's not working.
Yeah.
And so I emailed them.
Yeah.
And just by looking at the poster is very professionally done, really excellent, but just by looking at the poster, the game selection that was on there, and then I went into the restaurant and I saw that all the games are still out there. And so and they're charging $5 cover. My question to them was, well, why are people going to pay $5 on a Saturday night to play Monopoly when they can come in on a Thursday and play Monopoly for free? Or conversely, why would they even come here to play Monopoly in the first place? The games are not drawing people here. So you either have to have spectacular food or drink or, a reason for people to get out.
Right.
So I said, well, why don't we make the games the draw? And so then now I'm bringing 200 board games every night, every Saturday, and then I'm there to teach them as well.
And there's no cover.
There's no cover.
Killed the cover.
Yeah, I killed the cover. I said, what, that's maybe if it gets crazy and your board games really start getting trashed, you need to recoup some of your costs that way.
Yeah.
But the idea is just to get people out there, and we open up early so families can come for their dinner as well, and then we stay open until about 10 o'clock normally. It's just so that people can kind of come out for a Saturday and play some we've been playing the Resistance every Saturday night, Cash and Guns, been playing that one.
Do you play Resistance usually, or do you play
the Avalon?
Avalon?
I know you like Avalon.
Yeah.
I know Avalon's
I know
Avalon's your favorite. No, it's the Resistance. I've never played Avalon. I have it in my library.
Oh, you got to. You got to. You got to, for sure.
So no, I've been because Resistance is one I'm comfortable teaching right
Yeah.
now. I am, but
you've got it.
Yeah, I can.
Well, and that's true actually. Resistance is a good one in that it's like the Merlin character is some next level shit, right?
Yeah.
You have to understand how to send signals but without getting caught, and it's crazy.
Well, and I find with the Resistance, especially with new groups, the first game is really lackluster because people are like, well, why do I care about if this mission succeeds or not, or or why we're going to go on this mission? And it's always kind of, you can tell after the first game, people are like, well, that kind of sucks. Why are we here? Yeah. And then by the end of the night, though, I have people yelling at each other. I'm like, I always tell them, play 3 times.
Yeah.
Play 3 times. Yeah. It went 10 minutes. It goes really fast. Play 3 times, and then usually it just sticks for the rest of the night.
I haven't tried I just picked it up. My brother's got it actually at his house. Coup.
Oh yeah. I kickstarted that.
Yeah.
Well, I played it once, and I was out so fast because I wasn't on my toes for lying to people.
Right.
So because I obviously don't have any practice in that. But you have to really be on the ball to lie, and you have to be able to do it almost instinctively, because otherwise people are like, well, you hesitated. You must have. What's up, right? And then they'll call you. They'll call you on it. So I find that
I'm excited.
Yeah. So it will play faster than the Resistance.
Yeah.
And it's But so my one play, I was in for 2 rounds and I was out.
Really?
Yeah. I'm like
yeah. And then did the game go on for quite a bit longer?
No.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it goes pretty quick.
Yeah.
It can go on depending on the group.
Yeah.
I think it went on for another 10 minutes or so. Okay. But to me, it'd be like Love Letter. If you get eliminated in Love Letter, you're not waiting that long. Yeah.
Exactly.
So,
it's a great game, actually. Love Letter.
Yeah, well, that's one that I give out.
Much. That's right.
Quite a bit. Yeah.
But this one's so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Well, it's so good. It's so good. I bought 50 copies.
Did you?
Wow. Yeah. Well, because it's you go down to the box. It's $12 at the Century Box. It's cheap. It's portable. You can take it anywhere you want. And the neat thing about this is co-op games. I don't know if we'll get into genres or whatever, but the co-op games they break all the barriers. Because it allows people to work together.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of people I think who maybe were put off by folks like myself who are super competitive.
Yeah.
And they played a board game with someone like myself.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I do not want to play board games.
That's right.
But you play a cooperative game and suddenly everyone's working together, right?
Yeah, and the fear with cooperative games is you get that alpha player mentality. But I find that this works really great as an icebreaker style game because people are all kind of in it together. You usually get that alpha player when you have someone who's very experienced at with the game.
With the game, and this one's a hard one to do that with.
Yeah.
Pandemic, it's easy.
Yeah.
You should do this. You should do this. You should do this, right? Yeah. Whereas this one, because you don't know your card set.
Yeah. You can't really dictate too much. Yeah. You're right. So it does take that alpha player out of it to a certain degree.
This is actually I just that Takedo.
Yeah. Did you kickstart that? Yeah. The $110 level. Yeah.
But I just don't have it, and I was like, well, I'm probably gonna end up buying it.
Yeah.
It's I think $40 at the store. Just the
regular one.
Edition, and it looked beautiful.
Yeah.
They did such nice work on
and
that.
You know what my rule of thumb is? Antoine Bauza, you like it. Any game he does, because even for my kids, he's done Monster Chase, which is a little kids game.
Okay.
No problem. Or they absolutely love. I got a video on YouTube for playing Monster Chase with my 2-year-old.
Monster Chase.
Yeah. The next step up, my current hot game at the house, Rampage. Who did that? Antoine Bauza and what's his name? Ludovic Montblanc or whatever you
This
say
is
his
the one
name.
where you're flicking and
Yeah, it's a dexterity game.
Yeah.
But do you remember playing Rampage as a kid?
Oh yeah, totally.
You know, and you go up and you're crushing buildings and you're breathing fire and you're eating the
blow,
people.
right?
And you can blow the things.
So good.
That game, we've had it now since around Christmas time.
Yeah.
I put it away maybe twice. And the rest of it's been played almost daily at our house. My kid just cannot get enough of that game.
Cool.
So that's another Antoine Bauza. Go to Hanabi,
Yeah.
Antoine Bauza.
Yeah.
You know, he's just
Seven Wonders is
7 Wonders, Antoine Bauza. I think that's the #1 family game out.
oh, so
So rule of thumb, if it says Antoine Bauza on it, buy it. you know? You know?
even Ghost Stories, it's an intense game,
Yeah.
but it's a good game.
Yeah, I haven't played that one.
Oh, it's rough. Like it beats you up.
Is that right?
I find I can. You can play it from 1 to 4 players, and if I play it solo, I can beat it like about 50% of the time.
Okay.
As soon as you start adding more players, though, it feels like your chances just drop.
Oh, is that right?
It just crushes you. It's
Yeah.
great. Like, in that way, it's great.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's for people who
Yeah.
really want to be like beaten up by a game.
Yeah.
And feel that really when you win it, you're like, we did it.
Well, you want to be beaten up by a game, but it's player versus players. I just finished a 4-hour game of Madeira on Wednesday. Oh, it's
Madeira.
intense. Yeah, it's really. I put another YouTube video out there, instructional one.
Yeah.
2 hours for the instruction. Yeah.
Whoa.
So did you want me to get hooked
so
up?
there's headphones. Your volume knob's down there. I'll give you this guy. Pull those two. Yeah, we'll just shoot.
And you control the mute and everything like that, right?
Exactly.
This is
That's
just for
all.
the volume
That's
of what
just
I
for
hear.
your headphones.
Yeah. And is this distance okay here?
You want to be probably about like 3 fingers, 4 fingers from the mic. Yeah.